Hi, Mike G. Stevenson here, the founder of 90 Careers. This 90 video series is all about helping you maximize the impact of your LinkedIn profile to help you find the best job you've ever had. About used to be called the summary section. Together with your headline and photo, it's one of the most important parts of your LinkedIn profile. In fact, it's the most read part of your profile, so it needs to be strong to make a lasting impression on your potential employer. Here are 5 important tips to consider when writing your LinkedIn about. Tip number 1. LinkedIn gives you 2,000 characters to use, so use them. First, think about these 2 questions before beginning your draft. Why should someone want to contact you? And how can you best compel them to reach out to you? About is the equivalent of a profile statement on your CV, but don't be tempted to do a simple copy and paste. Here, you have a lot more scope for innovation than on a traditional CV. It's best to write in the first person and look for ways to engage your reader as much as you can. Telling them who you are, what you do, and how you help others is a good model to follow. Write your summary so it's simple to read, by avoiding large blocks of paragraphs. Instead, keep your paragraphs short, 3 to 4 lines only. That way, you won't put them off reading it. And use bullet points and capital letter subheads. If you're currently employed and looking for a potential new position, you'll need to be a little bit careful about your wording, because you don't want your employer to think that you're actively looking for a job. We'll help you with tips on how to best go about this. If you don't currently have a job or your employer already knows you're leaving, you have more of a free rein to make it obvious that you're looking for a new opportunity. Overall, be brave, innovative and different to catch a potential employer's attention. And don't forget, recruitment professionals are heavy users of LinkedIn and sift through hundreds of profiles, so think about ways to stand out. Tip number 2, showcase your expertise and experiences. What are your competitive advantages? What skills, experiences and strengths do you have? What do these skills allow you to do? How do they make you better than others in your profession? How do they help you add value to other people? Think about your ideal role. Do you know which specific attributes and skills recruiters look for when filling a role that you'd love to be shortlisted for? Here's an idea. Take a handful of job descriptions, pick out the words that are used most commonly and make sure you use them in your profile. With LinkedIn, you have an opportunity to be more creative than on a CV, but you only have about 20 seconds to grab the reader's attention. So highlight your area of expertise straight away. Your job title keywords such as e-commerce manager, your years of experience and industry sector, and how you help companies, in other words, the value you add. As an example, e-commerce manager with 5+ years in the fashion industry. I help high-value startup and growing businesses build strong prospect-to-customer website pipelines. The goal is to make it easy for your reader to start joining the dots of your career, to understand how your career journey and all your experiences come together to make you the ideal candidate. What will make your reader say, wow? Just like your headline, does your about pass the so what test? You're trying to connect with a person, so make it open, authentic, friendly, so they get a sense of your personality, as well as finding out what skills you have. Consider telling a story of how you got to where you are today, the passions that drove you from a young age, and the things that shaped your values. Or a story of your top achievements. You could explain the problem you came across, your solution to that problem, and what the result or impact was. If possible, use numbers. Numbers give credibility, and uneven numbers even more so. For example, I achieved 171% ROI on Project Y. I increased sales by 37%. And elaborate on your achievements within the context of the team. So say we rather than I. Highlight why you love your current role and what motivates you. But be careful. Spend no more than 25% talking about yourself. It's best to avoid being over-promotional. The remaining 75% should explain how you add value to your employer's business. Tip number 3, remember your keywords. Keywords help your SEO ranking so that you're found when employers and recruiters are searching for someone with your experience. They'll use the advanced search field, and this is located next to the search bar at the top of LinkedIn. To search for people, employers and recruiters will input specific terms in the keywords box, or search for particular keywords that will appear in the job title field. For example, if they're looking for an HR manager, they may search using that term, but they may also use human resources manager or HR advisor, etc. So, brainstorm all the relevant keywords that a potential employer could search when looking for someone with your skills. It's worth checking out other people's profiles in your industry. Take a look at what terms they're using. And how about this? Find a job ad for the ideal role you're interested in. Paste the job description into a Word document. And do this several times until you have about 10. Then paste these job descriptions into a word cloud generator, like MonkeyLearn, and weave your top 5 keywords into your LinkedIn About section. Use a variety of top keywords that potential recruiters may search for. For example, personal assistant, executive assistant, office manager, PA, EA, business assistant. You get the idea. But don't overfill with too many. It may ruin the flow of your story and be too obvious what you're trying to do. Keywords are important when it comes to your profile ranking on Google. LinkedIn as a website has a high page ranking on Google, so if your About section is rich in keywords, you could appear high up in any search results. Tip number 4, add a personal interest. Don't forget the personal touch and consider mentioning a personal interest. Learning and self-development, food, sport, travel, family and hobbies. These are all safe and effective topics. After introducing your interest, mention a specific detail, such as the name of the podcast you subscribe to, or the football team you support. Whether it's your top 3 favourite business, sporting or cooking podcasts, mentioning them tells the reader something more about you on a personal level. And on occasions, they can demonstrate that you have something more in common with them. And this may even come up in an interview. Tip number 5, end with a call to action. What do you want them to do next? Download your CV, send you an email, call you, visit your personal website? Make it easy for people to contact you. Make sure you've added all your contact details onto LinkedIn and choose a couple of preferred contact details such as your phone number and email address to list here. Stating that you're always interested in connecting with former colleagues, old university friends and people whose background or interests are similar to your own is a nice touch too. You might like to end by telling the reader what you love to do. That way, you're not actually asking for a job. Instead, you're simply describing to a potential employer or recruiter the type of role you're looking for next, without actually saying it. I love applying my brand design skills to help build my agency's clients' brands still further. So they not only look terrific, but they attract new customers too. In the next part of this series, we're going to add your featured section to your LinkedIn profile. If you found this video useful, please like, comment and subscribe to our channel for more great career tips and strategies to help you find the best job you've ever had.